Hey guys, be sure to check out the Mortar Pod, our weekly video podcast, and also check out the tutorial video for my board game, Travelers of Storia. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing another cube draft, and yeah, we get some pretty good opening pick choices here. Could pick the Stormbreath Dragon. It's a big dude, relevant protection, it's got haste, brings a dude down pretty quick, and it still has a monstrosity ability on top of that. I like it. Arbor Elf, good ramp. Ramp is always good in this format. I think Generator Servant's actually a pretty good addition into this cube because it's a nice, mono red ramper, essentially. I'm kind of feeling the Stormbreath. Well, then I'm going kind of big red. I could just take the ramp now. It's not that Arbor Elf's great. Borderland Ranger helps fix, Prophetic Bolt's good value. Plenty of good directions to go here, let's be honest. I'd still take the Elf over the Simulacrum, even though this is pretty playable anywhere. This just comes down cheaper, lets you ramp up quicker. I was feeling the Stormbreath. I think I'm going to take the Stormbreath. I don't know if it's right or not. I guess beautiful part about this draft format is there is not really a right answer per se all the time. So I like the Stormbreath because it's just, it's just really good. It's efficient, takes a dude out quick, it's got flying. Coalition Relic, this card's definitely good. Potentially ramp for 2 mana. Very good. This gets you to 3 to 5 pretty quick. Otherwise, swords. Thankfully, not that good against our first pick. It's actually really good. Yeah, that's not good against the first pick. However, Doomblade is. It's funny that Doomblade is the go-to one for cube. I would have thought there'd be a better one, a better kill spell at 2 that they would have included, but maybe not. Bitter Blossom poops out Fairy Rogues. That's actually pretty good. The only time Bitter Blossom sucks is late game when you're behind, but I can see spitting a bunch of dudes out being really good. I'm going to take the Relic, I guess, because it's color fixing and ramp. Okay, so we've got the red spells here aren't super captivating. Could take the Finnorn Elves. Could also take the Rampant Growth, both of which are good. Arid Mesa, I guess, is sort of a, fetches are good too. Could just take the fetch. Opens us up for more potential directions later. I kind of want the ramp, to be honest, but do I like the creature ramp or the rampant growth more? Creature ramp comes down quicker. Rampant growth fixes more colors. Yeah. Elves versus rampant growth. That's interesting. I think the elves, I think getting a dude down turn 1 is actually better. Turn 2 Relic, turn 3 Stormbreath or something like that. I could see that being good. Maybe some red-green ramp. At least take a look at it. Okay, so Angel of Serenity is a fantastic card. Fertile Ground, some more ramp. Overrun, Hinterland Harbor, some blue fixing. Parallax Wave's a great card. Pretty good white spells in here, no doubt. I think I'm going to take the Fertile Ground just because it's more ramp. And ramp is good, especially if you, green ramp's always good because there's a lot of green fatties. We already have a red fatty. I could take the Angel here instead, switch into white fatties, but I'd rather just for now get some ramp. Beautiful thing about the 2 ramp spells here is they let us go pretty much any color we want, which is nice. Okay, so choices here. Courser's a great card. Reclamation Sage is some nice value. Treetop Village is good land. Manland. I think I'm just going to take the Courser. Very good value on Courser. High upside. Good body of defense. Gain life. Everything about this card is fantastic, so I just think Courser's the right choice. Very good value on that. Well, it's a late Path to Exile. We've got all this ramp, which makes Harmonize significantly better, in my opinion. If you're ramping a lot, you don't want to just crap out your hand and then be like, okay, I guess I'm just waiting for a fatty. So Harmonize at least lets you find those fatties and play them quicker. Uvenwald Tracker would be good if I had more creatures to fight with, but Crucible, I guess, is good if you have some sort of, you know, mass land destruction plan. Manic Vandal, I have a feeling, is very good in this format. A lot of playable artifacts. I do like that. I'm going to take the Harmonize instead, just because with 3 ramp spells already, I just have a feeling Harmonize is going to be really what we're wanting. Alright, so now there's just a bunch, there's still a bunch of good white cards. So I think, I mean, I could take Graven Cairns, but I don't think we want the mana fixing here. It could just be red's not working out. Kind of get the feeling white's the direction they want us to be. If I had more creatures, Spirit Bonds I think would be better, but kind of feeling the Fate's Fetters just because it deals with everything and gains life, which is nice. We may still end up going 3 color. I guess this could just be a red light pack. I think I'm just going to take the Fetters. I like dealing with everything and gaining life at the same time. Excuse me. Alright. Well, these are all red aggressive cards, so I'm a little less impressed with them. I mean, Champion's fine. It's just, we don't look like we're an aggressive deck. We look like a deck that just wants to chill out for a long time and then win late game. I could take the Fetid Heath if I thought I could make black work or something. I mean, could take the Sulphur Falls if I thought I could make blue work. Otherwise, what am I really taking? I guess a Near Heath Pilgrim, which I really don't need. I guess I'll take one of these land cards, and I guess we'll go for the Sulphur Falls? I don't know. I don't know what I preferred there. Alright, Generator Servant seems fine. Could also take the Borderland Ranger. Prophetic Bolt, I guess, could be made to work with the Sulphur Falls. I have the Sulphur Falls, the Fertile Ground, and the Relic. Prophetic Bolt's a strong card, and it's going to be more value. Alright, I convinced myself. I'm taking it over the Generator Servant. Even though that is a ramp spell, we're already in green ramp, so it seems unnecessary. Borderland Ranger, same sort of deal. I do actually like it because it helps fix, but Prophetic Bolt to me seems really good. So maybe we just go the Rug route, perhaps. But then I guess we're not playing the Fate's Fetters. Maybe we can still make the Fetters work, to be honest. Let's take the Scavenging Ooze. Ural, we don't really have any good value to put on top of it, so Ooze is a great card. I guess overall it's not that great in this deck because we don't have a lot of removal. It's going to work a lot better when you have a lot of removal. But still, eating guys, getting bigger, gaining life, all good things. Nice cheap body. Wickerbow Elder is a card I like a lot. Pact Negation if I wanted to kill myself. Countryside Crusher, not really feeling it. Wickerbow Elder is a good card, so I feel comfortable taking that. It's a pretty nice main deckable card. I could take the Disenchant. Banisher Priest seems difficult to play if I'm not in white. Or if I'm just splashing white. I don't think I'm going to be able to make the Priest work. Let's take the Disenchant. Probably sideboard it. Yeah, tabling Treetop Village is great. I'm going to do that over the Thawing Glaciers for sure. Silver Knight, pretty cool and all, but alright, Tracker. It's actually kind of nice. Let's take the Tracker. I think we can make that work. And a Spirit Bonds. Alright. So I don't think we'd like to be in white. I think if it was up to me, I would rather just stick to Rug. But we'll have to see what we're getting here. Nissa's great. It's a great card. It's probably the pick. Moloku seems like a card you could pretty easily splash as well. Just getting a bunch of flyers from your lands. Very good. I think I like the Nissa. We've got ramp, so getting to 5 and just making my lands creatures just seems really good. Or ramping more. I like it. Sword of Fire and Ice is in here too? Jeez. That's tough because turn 1... Thanks. Turn 1 Elves, turn 2 Sword of Fire. I mean, this is like the best sword. That is tough. Do I want a value? 5? I was in need of more fatties is the reason that I'm really leaning on the World Waker. But, God, it really is tough to deny Sword of Fire and Ice. That's a strong card. I'm hoping because I have Wickerbow Elder, maybe I can just deal with it. To be honest, I could probably deal with Sword of Fire and Ice better than I could deal with an opposing Nissa. So I guess I'll take the Nissa. There's more potential value to be wrought from from Nissa rather than the other one, the sword. All right, Chandra is a fantastic card. I think I feel pretty comfortable taking that. Even though, I mean, red we kind of put on the back burner a little bit, but it appears to me we're just basically green splashing two other colors, so I guess I'm fine with taking the Nalar. Rabble Master is a good card. I just don't know if that's what this deck needs. We didn't get the overrun to really maximize that. I love Chandra Nalar. Such a good card. Just killing stuff, staying alive, drawing attack. Some decks have a real hard time dealing with her. This is probably my favorite Chandra. I think they did it right the first time, and then they sort of, I don't know, strayed away from that formula. Tried some other strange things. Great Sable Stag seems fine to me too, to be honest, but I'm going to take the Chandra. Alright, choices now. Well, we can take a board wipe, but Salt Monolith is also some ramp, which is good. Channel, if I had an X spell to mana sink into. I feel like ramp and port could actually be good. I know it sounds strange, but if you're ramping, using your additional resources to take down their resources can be very good for buying time. I could take the Blood Braid. I guess everything it hits so far is acceptable, but not like amazing. Figure seems a bit too color intensive to consistently get online. Grim Lavamancer is a good card. Just red removal, throw stuff at opponent. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to get a bunch of stuff in my graveyard. Could just take the Sphere of the Suns. We are trying to get to our 5 drops. Could just take the ramp. I do like the port, but I think I'm just going to go with the ramp. We only have 3 pieces now, so let's up that so we can get to our 5 drops easier. Domri's on color. Could take another Planeswalker. A little bit short on creatures, but I like it. Could also take the Nature's Lore. Help ramp us some more. Yeah, ramp's always good. Sundering Titan is a nice 8-drop. It lets you remove some lands. That's for sure. It's tough to get to 8, but currently rocking 4 ramp spells. That's not bad. If you play against any sort of multicolor deck, you can really go into land wreck mode. I mean, Domri is good. Definitely get some value out of that. I don't have a lot of guys that fight well. I think that's my big problem. Could pick up some more though. So it's like Titan as an 8-drop that you want to ramp into for, well, let's take the Titan, I guess. We're ramping, so the land destruction, if you ramp into it, can be much more devastating. I think it's worth a try. Alright, Avenger is a great card. Green Sun Zenith is actually great in this deck too, but I think I actually just want straight up Avenger. That's a real game changer. And then at that point, I think we're just straight up good on finishers. So then I can just really focus on, now that I have Avenger, I can really focus on just cards that ramp. So like Ancient Tomb is fine here. Mountain Valley actually fixes better, but I feel like the Ancient Tomb is actually going to be really good for us because we have a couple life gain cards to sort of offset the life loss, the damage from it, and just getting to our 5 drops on turn like 3 or something. Wait, does that work? I guess with a ramp spell it would, but I mean I could take the Mountain Valley, I guess, for fixing purposes, but I'm feeling pretty good on what we're fixing for. All of our cards get our Prophetic Bolt mana pretty easily too, which is nice. I mean, Gifts Ungiven is some nice card draw, actually. But I think I'm just going to take the Ancient Tomb. Just the land that gets us to our 5 drops easier. Alright. Reflecting Pool, I guess. Not really. Nantuko Vigilante is a great card, so we'll take that. It's very easily main deckable. Blow some stuff up. Pesky artifacts and enchantments we can't deal with, so having Wicker Bow and Vigilante is pretty nice. Very short on removal, which is definitely an issue, but I guess we have the Tracker, and we have Chandra and Prophetic Bolt, so we've got some removal. Soul of Chandelar, it's another late game dude. I'm not sure if I want it. Wildfire. Problem is a lot of, well, I guess not a lot of our ramp. Most of our ramp's actually in artifact form, which could make Wildfire pretty good. And our fatties survive it. Yeah, it's an option. What's Thornscape Battle Mage blow up? I can destroy an artifact or shock a creature. It's not bad. Siege Gang's another 5-drop. It's not that that's bad. You know, Soul of Chandelar's not bad. A lot of not bad stuff. I guess I'll take the Wildfire. There's a chance it could be good in here. None of this stuff really matters. I think I'm just going to hate the card that could be aggressive towards us very early, which could be a big problem. So I guess I'll hate the guide. Don't need black fixing. Don't really need wild knockatl. None of these really matter, I guess. Wrench Mine could be good against us, so I'll hate that. I could have taken the Lava Claw Reaches, I guess, but I wasn't really planning on going in that color. We can play Bloodbraid. It doesn't actually hit anything that I would hate to hit, so it'd be like a free spell. I think the problem is it just doesn't really fit in the deck. Could also just take the Channel. I'm going to try Channel. Wait, actually, I'm going to take Port. We've got the ramp. I want to play the Port if we're going to be ramping. All right, Karplusan Forest is definitely what we want. Yeah, if we're ramping, it's just nice to be able to turn off their resources. It does actually make sense. Lodestone Golem seems pretty good against us, I guess, so I guess I could hate that. I don't think I want to play it, though. Naturalize is nice to have. Gifts Ungiven, though. I think I might actually splash for this card and get another card draw going. You might be wondering why, but I just think it's actually decent for us. We can splash blue fairly easily in this deck with Relic, Sphere, Sulfur Falls, Fertile Ground. So we already, have 4 blue sources? That's huge. So I think we can easily make Gifts and Prophetic Bolt work in here. Gifts can find all of our basically all of our fatties. Ooh, Skull Clamp, jeez. Strong card. Kitchen Finks is good. Get some life gain. Gilded Lotus is pretty good, but I'm not sure we need it. Gorklan Rampager is definitely good, but it's not really like the theme of this deck. Chandra Pyromaster is, to me, not really what this deck needs. I think the Chandra Nalar is much better for us. Thrun's good. Just another 4-drop could be not quite what we need. But then again, with all the ramp, we could probably pretty easily do it. Plow Under is something, but we've got our fatty plan down. There's not really any ramp in here. Kitchen Finks buys us time, but it doesn't really reward us the same for our ramp. I guess Thrun, maybe the life gain is what we need. It's actually not that bad with Wildfire either. Dies and comes back. Thrun's better with fighting. I'm going to take the Finks, just basically to offset aggressive decks. Jeez, that's a good Garrick. Firelit Thicket, Sword of War and Peace is great. Pro Red and White. Emrakul's not going to happen, even with all the ramp we have. Another 5-drop is worrisome, but that is the best Garrick, admittedly. Maybe because we already have all the good 5-drops, we should just take the Sword, which pretty explosively good. Could also take the Firelit Thicket for fixing, which is not a bad idea, but kind of in the need of more spells right now. It's really tough to deny Sword of War and Peace. I guess we're short on creatures, which makes it worse, but the problem with these filter lands is they suck for cheap stuff, like your 1-drops that ramp, you know. But, they do fix and get us double. I guess I'll go with I'm going with the Sword. Might be better to take the fixing there, but I just really want that Sword. Gargadon's a card. I don't want to play Heartbeat. Wow, Treachery's bad news. Could just take the Maze. We don't have a ton of removal. Maze just buys us time. But then again, it's pretty much a spell in our deck. If we play it, you can't really count it as a land. I think I'm probably okay with that. It still works with Courser pretty well. Works really well with Courser, actually. Searing Blood is a little bit too early, color intensive in red. Broodmate's a big threat, but like I said, we're good on our end game already. We have plenty to ramp into. Let's just take the Maze as a removal spell, I guess. Cunning Spark Mage is cool, but could also take the Polykranos. Probably like it more than Molten Tail. Might not have to make blue work in this deck, since I have all these like utility lands. Let's just take Polykranos. Potentially turn 3 off an Ancient Tomb or any of our ramp. He's just really good. It's another 4-drop, but we do have a lot of early ramp. I might have to cup some of our late game just because the ramp kind of dried up. Steam Vents does help us get our blue. Oran Viper is a good card. That is really good. Death Touch basically, or hit and draw. Burst Lightning is removal, and with the ramp, I think we could potentially deal 4 with it. That might be the better choice, get some removal. But then again, I want more equipped targets for my Sword of War and Peace. I'm going to take the Viper off a turn 1 Elves. That could be really devastating. I want another thing to equip with Sword as well. It also holds up the ground reasonably well. Alright, here's some ramp choices. So we can take Xenagos, which is worse if we don't have a ton of creatures. We can take Raphellos, which is worse if we don't have a lot of forests, which we do have a lot of non-forest utility lands, which makes Raphellos less good. Could just take the Xenagos. Still pretty easily ramp into it. Not really feeling the Purphoros as much. I do like Raphellos, but it seems difficult to make work. We could just play enough. Well, let's take the Raphellos. I think we need more ramp. I do want more ramp. Xenagos is a ramp spell too, but Raphellos, I'm just gonna find a way to really get some more forests in here if possible. And maybe just get rid of the blue plan completely. Chaos Warp is removal, but I mean, Birthing Pod's actually not that bad in here. We've got the full spectrum of creatures, so that could work. Cultivate, I think, is what we want, though, since it actually ramps. So let's do that. Jungle Shrine fixes, but so does Cultivate. Smash of Smithereens could be a good sideboard card, but we already have good ways to get rid of that. Rocky Tar Pit does not find anything that we care about. I don't know which one of these cards is the most annoying. Probably it's a hate pick. I can deal with this. Gideon could be a problem, but he's not that great. Talrand can be a problem, but not that great. Coral Helm can be... Guess I'll take the Talrand. I don't know. Well, I should have taken the Smash, I guess, but it's not even that good for us. I could take the Gilded Lotus. That's going to make the Wildfire much better. That might be what we want. So let's get rid of all the blue picks. Don't need the fixing for it. I think we actually do take the Gilded Lotus. This way, yeah, if we Wildfire, we're left with lands. They're probably not left with lands. If you resolve the Gilded Lotus. Also gets us to our 8 drops a little bit quicker. Could work. Firelit Thicket tabled, so I guess we can play it. Violet Thicket actually is good for our deck because we have a lot of double red spells, so that one actually makes sense. Broodmate is technically playable in here. I just don't think I want it. Heartbeat, you give it to your opponent first. I don't like that. Gargadon I like, but I'm not entirely convinced this is the deck for it. Can take it anyway. It's a pretty underrated card. Cunning Spark Mage is playable. I just not really feeling it. Not really feeling Masticore that much either. Guess we'll take the Spark Mage for sideboard maybe. Wait, what did I just pick after that? I picked something else? I think I accidentally picked my next card too, but... oh wait, oh no. I got glitched. That sucks. Someone was writing about this. I might be glitched because I got double Cunning Spark Mage. That could be a problem. I might have to log out and log back in. I'm hoping this isn't a problem. Yeah, that's scary. Well, let's build our deck quick and make sure it works. So, how many lands did I end up getting? So I've got 6 utility lands here, which means I only need to cut 1 card. That's good. Maybe we cut the Gargadon. Doesn't really seem like what this deck needs. I wasn't really feeling that anyway. So that way we've got a lot of ramp. Yeah, I think I'm just going to run it like this. So let's sort by color, take a look here. Much more green than red as expected. Alright, so we don't need to play much red at all actually. Between Sphere of the Suns, Coalition Relic, Cultivate, Gilded Lotus, yeah, we have all the means to play the red, and Firelit and Karplusan Forest. So how many red sources do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 essentially. I might play 1 mountain and then all the rest. No, I don't need that. So it's like 7 red. I just want enough forests to really support that. What's its butt? The Raphaelos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sources of red for our double red spells. Yeah, it's probably appropriate. Let's see if it lets me submit. Hopefully it does. Otherwise I'm going to have to, I don't even know. We'll find out, I guess. But I think I'm comfortable running it like this. So let's find out. Let's find out how this is going to be. All right, looks like it let us submit. Oh, no, it did it. Okay. So I'm going to have to log back out and log back in. Hopefully it works. Well, it got rid of the Spark Mage, but it's making me remake my deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. You guys are experiencing this in real time, right alongside me. That guy, this thing, no, that thing, this, that guy, Port, Maze. Oh yeah, Maze was an additional spell, that's right. I still want to play that as a spell, so I'm going to cut 1 more card. So I'm going to be running 18 lands, keep that in mind, but I actually think this is the right choice. I would much rather play Maze as a removal spell rather than a land, since it's not actually a land. Okay, so 1 more cut. I guess Tracker's not great for us, but we do have some fatties to fight with, and we're short on removal. Scavenging Ooze, don't have a lot of value to reap from it. We don't have removal spells, really. I mean, we have a few, I guess, like Post Wildfire, it's pretty good, since it gains life, but I don't know. I'm not exactly feeling it. Could cut one of my 4-drops. Like, would I rather have a Wicker Bow or a Vigilante main deck? They both deal with the... I guess I'd rather have a Wicker Bow. It's a little fatter. Okay, so now this is right. I want to add my 10 and 1. Oh, I'm still short a land. All right. So I've got my... What am I missing? One more mountain, maybe? Could get one more mountain, I guess. So, what? 2 mountains. I do have 18 lands, but now I have, like, plenty of sources of red. I still have plenty of sources of green, too. Hopefully it lets me submit this time, or I guess I'm in trouble. I don't know. But I think this is how I want to run it. I've got an appropriate amount of ramp. I've got an appropriate amount of ways to get to our red. Wildfire could be good in here, honestly, with the Gilded Lotus. That's just that's really good synergy. And then we've got just all of these other ways to ramp to make Wildfire better. All right, I'm down. And Sundering Titan, so we've got like a land destruction plan that's pretty reasonable. All right, cross your fingers. I hope we can submit. I don't see the second Cunning Spark Mage, so I'm feeling a little bit better that we can, but I guess we'll find out. Wait, I have less creatures this time. Oh, maybe that's because I cut the thing. What's this butt? The, where is it? Vigilante. But I thought I had 14 creatures. That's all right. So yeah, gonna run it like this. Pretty cool looking deck. We'll see how it does. I'll see you round 1.